Good evening, everyone. My name is Diane Manalo, a rising junior, and I am running for treasurer for the next e-board. So, what makes me a qualified candidate for the position? To start, I have had a couple of years working in a professional setting, and through this, I have strengthened my skill in interpersonal communication. As some of you may know, I have worked in the transit department as a dispatcher, and my main responsibility is basically to relay communication between bus drivers and the operation managers. And this skill is one of the most important skills I can and will apply to this position if I do so get elected, because it is critical to relay concise information between e-board and the SGA Finance Board, as well as to the general body members. I also consider myself very organized, especially when it comes to time management, and I will apply this skill to FASA's financial goals. There's plenty of time during the weekend to take an hour or two or three even to look back, ask, and answer, how did FASA's finances go this week? Did FASA earn any money? Did they lose any money? What's the budget goal for next week? How much do we need to spend for future events and fundraisers? And are all paperworks and documents turned in before deadlines and so on? And then from there we can plan. Organization is key when it comes to preparing for upcoming weeks and events for FASA, and I believe that I have that skill. And lastly, I played a role in the 2016-2017 e-board as one of the freshman representatives. This was 1 year of experience working directly with e-board to organize events like Halloween. Now, I may not have direct experience with the job of a treasurer because I wasn't an intern this semester and or working with SGA, but I believe that I have the knowledge and the skills to keep things in order for big events like Pistahan, making sure all quotes and documents are confirmed and ready and that allocation requests and paperworks are submitted before the deadline. And of course, in an e-board, the treasurer would always have the e-board for support. E-board is a group that works together to make FASA better. And I am a very collaborative person. I am all ears when it comes to suggestions and advice. And I believe that the past treasurers and e-board members are the best resources for help because we can learn a lot from their mistakes and we can always learn a lot from their accomplishments. And now that I've told you what would make me a good treasurer for FASA, I'm now going to tell you why I want to be an e-board member. And it's simply because I heart FASA. And during my first meeting, I was introduced to FASA is family. And my first impression was, LOL, that's pretty cheesy, but it's cute. But as months go by, and I start to realize that FASA is truly a family, no joke. The environment of this organization gives out a warm welcome, and it's fun, and it's engaging. It drives people to be more confident about themselves, and it teaches them how to loosen up and have fun, and it educates them a lot about the Filipino culture. And so I want to be a part of the group that will take on the legacy of paving a bright future for FASA. I want to be there for FASA just like they were there for me, for all of us. And so we all know that FASA is established on 4 pillars: family, education, integration, and service. And if I get elected as the next treasurer, I'd like to focus on service. FASA has bloomed to become such a wonderful and great organization, and so I want to challenge and encourage FASA to do more for the community. FASA has volunteered for events like Ravens Game and Savage Race, which are great opportunities for FASA to earn money, which are great for events. But maybe, in addition to that, we can also volunteer just because we care for a cause, like we do for Books for Barrios. Maybe we can also volunteer for a race or a walk that raises awareness for childhood cancer. We can give our time, build houses or park benches or something like that for the community. And I know we've tried to do that before back in my freshman year, but I think it didn't go out so well. But we can try again. And I think that what we can learn from the past is that we need a better way to motivate ourselves to join and engage in a community. And some of you seem to like the idea of FASA pesos, so why not, just a suggestion to future VP, give out big monthly points whenever you and your auditing or even your lineage volunteer to clean a community park or serve food for the hungry and the homeless. I know it's a tall order to ask to, encourage you guys to go out of your comfort zone, but I want to see FASA be a family, not just to the general body members, and not just to the UMBC community, but also to the Baltimore and even Maryland community. This is the biggest reason why I want to be a part of eBoard next year. Thank you. Questions? Yes. Yes.
So you said the past year it failed as a community service. What changes do you think you can make to encourage people to actually come out and do the services?
Like I said, kind of have a little bit of incentive on that. Like I said, I've suggested doing FASA pesos because it encouraged a lot of people to do stuff. It got us to President Habrowski to say.
Dr. President.
Oh, it is? Oh, wow.
Just kidding.
President Habrowski to say FASA is family, and if we can do that, we can for sure just, go out as, not all of us. FASA doesn't have to go all out, but just your friends, your lineage, just, simply go out, go to a homeless shelter, help out, a friend in need, a person in need, and,
strengthening our service pillar. I'm just curious if you had a particular service opportunity in mind.
Yes, I don't think a lot of you know, but I volunteer at the Children's National Hospital at DC, and so we all know that every month there's an awareness for cancer, and I think around September or October there's cancer awareness for childhood cancer, leukemia, lymphoma, something like that, and they always have I think races or walks that I remember because I'm part of the volunteer services department in the hospital, and so they always invite people to just volunteer to have little pamphlets. They said that, oh, if you have a group, you have friends, come out, sign up, just volunteer, and it's basic stuff I think prepping racers, giving them their little tags, just like you guys do in Savage Race, I think, and yes, that's one of the ideas that I have.
2 more questions.
So you are actually one of the first working on eBoard that has had eBoard experience from your freshman rep year. What is something that you noticed was a problem with eBoard and that you hope to improve upon if you are elected for this year's eBoard?
From my past experience, one of the things I've noticed during meetings is people not paying attention. I've seen a lot of laptops watching YouTube videos or playing games, during those EBM meetings, I think it's important to pay close attention to details and just have a very close and collaborative moment instead of just you existing there and at your laptop.
Or phones.
Yeah, or phone, just oh, okay, I'm eBoard, I'm here, that's good enough. No, I think we should also because communication between eBoard members is very important when it comes to especially when big events like Semi and Listahan comes in. So I think having that tight just circle of communication, making sure that no one's distracted and everyone's focused, they know what they're doing, they know what their goal is for the upcoming weeks is really, really important. So I'm not sure if that's the problem for the lab, this eBoard, but but yeah.
Just a general question, what does the treasurer role entail? How would you take on that role essentially, and what do you think is expected, I guess?
Well, when I imagine, or not imagine, just look at the treasurer role, I feel like it's saying like not a lot on going out to reaching out to like different organizations per se. It's more focused on like the internal body of like FASA. It's more focused on like FASA's agenda, like preparing itself for again upcoming events, because essentially like we need money for those kinds of events. So yeah, I think when I think of treasure, it's more like focused on like FASA rather than just going out there and like talking to other organizations, more between FASA and of course SGA Finance Board.
What are some good things that you've seen on eBoard in the past, and what do you plan on continuing or if not improving?
Continuing. Well, again, going back to survey, I'd like to continue that, because when I was a freshman rep, there was a lot of events like that, like Catonsville tutoring, and again, that volunteering with building a house, I think. And so I'd like to focus on that, and again, continue on building the service pillar of FASA, because I think we need to work on it. We need like a really balanced, like, I don't know, just like the pillars. Some of them are just like not intact, or like we're not focusing on it enough. So I'd like to put a lot of focus back on service.
So obviously, you have shown up more throughout the year, but not just like as much as like, I don't know, freshmen, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But will we be seeing more of you at events? Because presence of eBoard is just as important.
Yeah, so that's one of the, I guess, weaknesses I had as a freshman rep, is because when I came into college, I took too much responsibilities, more than I can chew. And so, I became a freshman rep. I had 2 jobs. I had family responsibilities. And so I was just like coming into college. And so it was hard to juggle through every single thing. But now I only have 1 job, and it's in UMBCs, which makes it pretty convenient. And after a couple of years of managing all these kinds of problems, like you get a hang of it. So I pretty much have like a lot more time now. As you can see, I've committed a lot of my time during Pistahan. Not much on semi. I wasn't able to go. So, but yes, I definitely have more time to commit to FASA now, and that's why I've decided to take on and elect myself to be one of the treasurer. And I didn't do that back in sophomore because I was just really stressed out. But yes, you will see a lot of me next year.